Continuing the series on peak clarity. As a reminder, when you think about where we're going, we need to be clear on our goal and our direction and the steps that we need to get there. So today's peak clarity, we're going to talk about different kinds of waste that you can find in your work environment. And you might think of waste as being paper that goes in the trash can, or you might even think about wasted time. In the world of lean, there's actually 8 forms of waste, and we're going to use an acronym called Tim Woody. So who is Tim Woody is today's question, and it's not a cartoon character. Tim Woody is an acronym that we use to go through the 8 forms of waste that are commonly accepted in the world of lean. And when we open our eyes to different forms of waste and teach everybody in the organization about these different forms of waste, when we spot the forms of waste, then we can go to work on eliminating them. And waste is basically anything that's not adding value to your customer. So we want to cut out wasteful activity so we can focus on stuff that gets people excited and makes them want to hire you as a client or customer. So let's run through these just briefly. The first one is T, transportation. That's the movement of items or information. So it could be a box on the shelf. It could be a piece of paper on your desk. It can also be electronic information going back and forth in emails. So the transportation, excess transportation can be a form of waste. Second one is excess inventory. Anytime we have too much stuff sitting on the shelf, you should view things on the shelf as like rotting vegetables. If they're not selling, they're not moving, they could become obsolete and you're stuck with inventory that you've paid for that you can't move. Third thing, motion, as opposed to transportation, which is movement of things and information, motion is the movement of people. Often these go together. I need to pick something up and move it, I move too. The more we move stuff around, the more likely we can break something or have an injury. Next, waiting. I don't know about you. Do you like to wait? I don't like to wait. Customers don't like to wait. They kind of want it now. Anything that we can do to reduce that wait time is going to add value to them. Overproduction, making too much stuff, which creates excess inventory. We can also have underproduction, which can be a problem too, and it's kind of tricky to hit that just right. A lot of this stuff all of this is kind of a lifetime endeavor to get closer and closer to quote-unquote perfection. Next one, overcomplication. Anybody have that in your work life where you think, man, why is this so complicated? It could be easier. Usually simple is, at least we should start with the simplest idea. Next, we have defects. And for me, this is sort of the mother of all waste. Some people might view it differently, but every time I think about when there's something that's not right, delivered to a customer, it comes back, all of a sudden now we've got to transport stuff, use more inventory, use motion, there's waiting involved, we have to produce more, it's more complicated to have to fix a problem. So defects tend to cause a lot of the other ones. And then finally, this bottom one here is your people. Let's lift this up so we can see it really well. Whoops. Your people's ideas. And so imagine that everybody in your organization, they're on your payroll. What ideas are in their minds that could help add value to customers? And maybe we just need to ask. So that's who Tim Woody is in the world of lean. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Also, just a reminder, we're almost to the end of August. Make a comment on today's video on peak clarity. We're having a drawing. We'll send out a few peak mugs to some peak fans just to make it fun. Make it a great week. Thanks.